Newark, New Jersey metro area, home to 23 million people and some of the highest industrial rents in the United States. But the advantages of securing warehouse space here are well worth it, be it reduced drayage costs or the ability to distribute product to the entire eastern seaboard.
It's really not about price for many of these customers. It's about speed to market. It's really being able to get into these markets and having access to these consumers. We often aren't fighting over rent very much anymore. What the customers need is the right warehouse in this location. The cost to get your products off the port and then back to a warehouse, when ultimately you're just going to be distributing it back to this population, is cost prohibitive. As it falls into their capital stack, the warehousing cost is really pretty minimal, about 4%. So the advantage we can offer them by being close to this infrastructure and close to this population, if shippers can get their products off the port and to a warehouse that's already close to this location, it's a huge advantage, and that's what's going to keep them here into the future.
But the port is about more than just local consumption.
The Newark, New Jersey ports are the largest container ports along the eastern seaboard. They do over 7 million TEUs a year. While the market itself would be extremely healthy without it, based on population and other infrastructure, it offers a great location to really just service the whole eastern seaboard from a distribution standpoint.
Because new supply comes online fairly infrequently in this market, you need to constantly be searching for leads, which makes relationships so crucial.
In every one of these markets, we have local teams. These aren't investment bankers, they're not underwriters. These are local members of our team who are operation members, leasing team members, asset managers who are meeting with our customers, meeting with the brokerage community.
There's a level of trust we have with our brokerage partners here that other firms just don't have. We're with them on a weekly basis, understanding what they're seeing in real time. We've purchased more off-market buildings over the past 3 years than anyone else, which is a true testament to our local presence here in New York and New Jersey.
And NOI is only the beginning, as pockets of deep value can also be found across this market.
I think the most unique portion of our market here in New York, New Jersey is the fragmentation of the ownership groups, in the sense that there are a lot of families that own a fair amount of the real estate still, which allows us to capitalize on inefficiencies that might not exist in more institutional markets. Specifically, as it relates to industrial, which is an asset class that's been institutionalized later than some of the other real estate asset classes, such as hotels and office. You can own trophy Class A assets and own it on a fee simple basis. As you think about sort of the best office buildings in Manhattan, the best hotels in LA, oftentimes those will be split between a leasehold interest and interest in the structure itself. 701 12th Street was an interesting deal in which we were dealing with a local individual who had complicated estate planning issues and needed to close a property with some pretty challenging environmental and engineering issues within a 45-day time period. With our team on the ground and our investments team in New York, we were able to get through all of the issues within that time frame and deliver a successful outcome to the seller and also a successful outcome to us.
If you are smart about sustainability, you're doing it because it saves money. It's the ends, not the means. We'll focus on the customer because we want to save them money, because it's easy to build trust with customers if you're saving them money. It's our job and our core competency to be able to measure that impact and then use that data to have proactive conversations with them about how they use the facility.
Link's portfolio is focused on 3 key submarkets: the Meadowlands, the Port of Newark and Elizabeth, and Central New Jersey.
The Meadowlands is probably one of the most, if not the most important industrial submarkets in the country. It directly services all of the office buildings in Manhattan, all of the residents of Manhattan, and a lot of the residents of northern New Jersey as well. Port of Newark and Elizabeth is the 3rd largest container port in the country. It is surrounded by very old product that is at most times functionally obsolete. What we've been able to do as a result of our in-house development team is deliver new modern Class A facilities to that customer base. Central New Jersey is the premier bulk distribution submarket in the state of New Jersey. It is often inhabited by large credit tenants such as Target, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's.
While many investors own land in these submarkets, very few have the skill sets to build the new inventory that the market is so desperately seeking.
Many of the industrial areas that we cover were actually built on old wetlands and marshlands. What that means for our engineering team is they have to come up with creative solutions that often include things such as rigid inclusions, deep piles, deep dynamic compaction, in order to make the soil suitable.
What we have here at Link is we've got both a development team and a construction team in-house. We can really execute on a vision to turn these properties from ones that are low performing to non-performing into really great functional assets for the market.
200 Federal Boulevard is located in Carteret, which is part of the Port submarket. The average age of an industrial building in northern and central New Jersey is probably in the 1970s or thereabout. So adding Class A to a portfolio is paramount if you want to outpace and outperform your peer set.
New Jersey is located really right in the middle of Boston and Washington, D.C. So regardless of any of the other drivers, it offers a great location to really just service the whole eastern seaboard from a distribution standpoint.
On a standalone basis, the returns on that deal were quite spectacular. But what it also does for our northern New Jersey portfolio is it allows for a higher allocation to Class A versus sort of the normal 1975 average Class B vintage stuff. We believe in the long term that'll allow for a pricing premium on the whole portfolio.
The final ingredient for Link's success in this market has been our ability to meet the high standards of local governing bodies, specifically around energy conservation.
We've partnered with New Jersey as part of their community solar program to install new solar capacity in that market. And that's the equivalent of over 60,000 homes of electricity use.
And to reduce energy use even further, Link has developed Energy IQ, a landlord-managed utility program.
Typically, landlords push for tenants to have the utilities in their own names and manage them directly. We're breaking the mold with Energy IQ to be the first landlord-managed utility. It creates a smoother move-in and move-out process for our tenants, and due to our size and scale, we can also obtain better utility rates and pass those cost savings back on to our customers.
Many of our people have been landlord representatives for their entire career. We're used to working with consultants and then living with consultants' recommendations so that we can understand what works and what doesn't. We can advise our customers for what we think actually works.
This past year, we actually achieved Energy Star's Partner of the Year award, which is a huge accomplishment for us because it makes us the first industrial real estate company to achieve that type of award.
Just as New York and New Jersey will always be one of the biggest industrial markets in the country, Link's portfolio will continue to deliver for investors.
I've worked on many portfolios throughout my career. This is the best portfolio in New York, New Jersey that I've worked on and seen.
We've never had vacancy as low as it is today, with demand as high as it is today. We're seeing year-over-year rent growth just continue to go through the roof.
Link is a culture of builders, and I think everyone in this company really believes that this is just the beginning. That we're setting the foundation that's going to allow us to leapfrog the entire industry and become that partner of choice.